Hey, it's Thursday, April 17th, and this is all about Camp Tecumseh. So I'm going to be going through and giving information, although I will be pausing it at one point because I'm not going to read off groups on camera. That'd be kind of awkward. I will be at the dance with my little marks around Will, just so that you know I get to run the picture booth, which is all kinds of adorable. Will it be awkward? Probably. But everything you guys do is awkward, so it's fine. And today is the last day to buy tickets. They do not sell them tomorrow. Camp groups, we will get there. It is not the first thing I do, but we will get to camp groups in a moment. And there is best today. So just so that you are aware. Not so yay, I mean, because it means I have less time to talk about camp, so there's every chance your questions you're going to have to ask me after class.
Oh, shucks.
I know. So, this, probably not for you guys. These are for kids I have to torture, and I don't really have kids in here I have to torture at the moment. So, yay there. To this part. I have worked hard on your groups. The way it's going to be is I think I was pretty much able to give almost every kid your number one or number two choice for camp. So you should have person in group. Some of you are going to have two of your friends in group. A handful of you may get up to 3 friends in group. And then rare cases, there's going to be ones where you have like all 4 of your group friends made in there. If that happened though, there's every chance you have special kid, because we have a lot of special kids going during our session. So it either means you have special kids, or you just got lucky, and that happens sometimes, or there's a rare chance that I liked you and was trying to be nice, but I would not bank on that one. If you turned in late permission slip, then I just got you into a random group, but you're going. Groups can still change, not just for bad reasons. If you are naughty, naughty, bad kid, yes, I can change your groups. Even of those of you who have siblings going, I can still change groups and be all grump at you. It can also change for other reasons. We have had counselors who get sick the morning of camp and then can't go to camp. When that happens, I have to break their group up into other groups. So that has happened. It's rare, but there is a chance you will show up on Monday and then I will have to give you new information. I'm already having to do that today as I'm having to shift things around because kid drama issues and stuff like that. You're going to want to write down all of your questions on Purple Sheet. I also recommend once we're done going over Purple Sheet that you take a picture of it. Because every time I have to give you information again, I charge you points. You know, responsibility. If you did not sign up for camp, it's not too late. You can still go. If you talk to me today, I'm happy to try to help you out. But it does make it kind of tough to put you in some groups, but I do try to help out if I can. So if at the end of the day you want to change mind, let me know. All right, big information first. So, Monday. You need to be here at school between 8:30 and 8:45. I am aware that that's the time some of you first wake up on a normal day. Problem is, bus leaves at 9:30. We need to start taking attendance around 9. If you wait until 9 or 8:45 to get here, the front parking lot is packed with 8th graders and Globetrotters getting dropped off in the morning, and you're going to be stuck in traffic, and Mama, Papa, you are going to go real grumpy. So you're going to want to get here earlier than that. I mean, I'm here by like 7:45 or something like that.
That's why I
That's what I get on the bus. You can take a picture, that's fine. I'll send all of this stuff out over weekend too to parents, but yes.
I want to take a picture.
So you're going to want to be here early. Bus leaves at 9:30. If you show up late, we do not wait for you. If you show up late, we just leave without you. You stay here unless you convince your parents to drive the 3-hour round trip, hour and a half. And then that's fine with me if you want to get driven up there, but we are not waiting for you. Wednesday, when we come back, we will get here back to school a little before 2 o'clock, probably about 1:45. You are not going back to classes. You're not going to have to go to 6th and 7th period. Now, if you are at Riverside, they hate their kids. As soon as they come back from camp, you put stuff in your lockers and go to class. I think that is awful. So I would much rather you go home because you're going to be exhausted. You can leave at 1:45. If you get back and you've already texted the big people to come get you and they are here, you go get in the car and go home and go sleep and you're fine. If parents can't come get you, you just stay here in the cafeteria until 4 o'clock. You've got your giant pile of stuff. You just make a little bed like a puppy and you just curl up into it and sleep till 4. But that gives you an idea from there. These are the things you're going to be bringing bag-wise, and I'll give you more explanations. You're going to bring 4 bags on Monday. 1, you have to bring a lunch on Monday. So that is your first little baggie that you're going to have. We get there after lunch is served. So if you don't bring lunch, you are not eating that first day. That'll probably make you grumpy. Unless you learn how to beg from other kids or can dance like a little monkey and they're going to throw like Doritos on the ground and be like, Dorito! And you can pick them up, but I don't recommend that. Or there are these things called tree bark, and you're welcome to peel that off and give little munchies.
We're eating. Is that edible?
With that, everything's edible once. With that, do not bring soda or anything carbonated. The reason being is we throw these bags around. And if it gets thrown around and then you open up your little bag or your bottle of sparkle water and you're like, sparkle bath! So you're not going to want that. So do not bring anything carbonated. It'll come back to haunt you. You're going to want to bring some kind of like drawstring bag. I'll put pictures up there. This one's optional. It can be school backpack, but I don't think you want anything that big. You just want a little thing to carry around with you because you're outside hiking from about 7:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. Early morning, chilly. Late night, chilly. Middle of the day, 70s and warm. You're probably going to want a hoodie, and not want hoodie, And so if you have a little bag, you put it in there. You're also going to want a water bottle because you are going to be thirsty as you go hiking. Unless you want to carry it with you, have bag. So just a little bag you can carry around, a little string bag, you'll be good to go. Your suitcase, I'll cover that in a moment. You're going to label that with your name and cabin and bus. You're going to want to label everything, but we'll get to that here in a moment too. And then I'll also talk about your bedding, which is going to be in a trash bag. And so those are your 4 bags. Your bedding, which is going to be your sleeping bag and pillow, goes in a trash bag. Your clothes, that goes in a duffel bag. Then you're going to have a little string backpack, and then you're going to have lunch, and then you're good to go. Here's where we get to the good stuff. 1, hopefully you put name on there. No, come back. Put name on there, so if you lose this, we get it back to you. You can come talk to me again, but then I charge you points. I recommend taking a picture once we get done. As we go through, study group, you are going to have a letter between A and AA. And so in the study groups, it can be both genders, girls and boys. Some groups are all boys. Some groups are all girls. Some groups are both. It just depends on how the friend groups shook out. And you're going to have between 6 and 10 kids in these groups. I'm not telling you everyone in your group. I'm just telling you what letter you have. So I'll go Noah, P, Luke, Q. And then the only way you find out who's in your group is by going and talking to people. I recommend talking to the people you put on your friend list to figure out. You will not know everyone in your group until you get to camp, because there is every chance there are kids you don't know in your group that you are not going to get a chance to talk to. So you'll just go talk to people, figure out who's in your group, and then you're good to go from there. I have some groups as few as 6, some groups as big as 10. It just sort of depended on how I tried to keep friend groups together as much as I could. Cabin is going to be between 1 and 26. All the same gender in that cabin. And you're going to have between 8 and 13 kids depending on the cabins and how they shake out. All the same gender in there. If you have parent going, and parent is same gender as you, they are in your cabin.
No.
If they are not same gender as you, they're not in your cabin, because that would be weird. They're going to be in a different cabin. So hopefully that helps you on that. Everybody in the same cabin gets on the same bus. A bus holds 3 cabins. So if Tommy is in my cabin, Tommy's also on my bus. But if Tommy and I are in cabin 12 and Noah's in cabin 13, we're also on the same bus, because that bus is going to have 3 cabins in it. So if you have friend in cabin, you definitely have friend on bus. I worked hard to make sure you have friend in study group and friend in cabin. Tables, different thing. Tables are random. You have to meet new people. So I just sort of shuffle it up, unless you have a parent going. If you have a parent going, I figured you don't want to talk to parent, so I gave you friend. So that way you get to try to ignore your parent. If you don't have parent going, or if your best friend's parent is going, then you probably got mashed up. The rest of you are just at a random table that you're gonna have to meet new people there. There is a chance you got lucky and have a friend at your table. It does happen. Don't get super excited, but sometimes it shakes out that way. And you can have both genders. Typically it's both genders, but I do have some tables that turned out all girls, some that turned out all boys, but most of them are both. The last one, hopper. So the hopper, we have to set our own table at camp. If you don't set your table, you don't eat. So I had to pick 2 responsible kids to do the very first meal. And so, as we go through, if you are one of the most responsible kids at your table, I will say yes to being a hopper. That means first meal, you have to set the table. And then it rotates to other kids. If I say yes, that does not mean you're responsible. It means you're the most responsible one at your table. It may be a bunch of hooligans, and you're just the least hooligan. Just like if you think you're a really good kid, and I say no, that doesn't mean you're awful. It just means you're at a table with better kids. And that's sort of the way it shakes out. Alright. I will be going through and giving you information. Make sure you go writing it down and then take a picture of it to help you out from there. Alright.
Yeah, you should.
Thank you, Lucas. You are correct. I am turning off my camera now. Thank you, Lucas.
Wait, no, but keep the sound. Keep the sound.
Alright, and we're back. So continuing from there, try not to make the choices that force me to move your groups already.
Yes, King Brovia.
What?
Do stars find out, like, you know when they find
They
out?
found
They found
out
out today. And
They're finding out today also. Except for Mr. Stump's 7th period, he told them yesterday.
What the heck?
So, for packing wise, you are going to have a mattress in your cabin, but you are going to want to bring a thing to put on mattress. Either sleeping bag, or like it's a twin bed, so I just bring sheets to put on there and like a little blanket to go on top of it, because I'm not a sleeping bag person, but that is up to you. You are also going to want to have a pillow to go along with it. If you don't bring pillow, then you're just going to have to wad up all of your clothes and sleep like a little homeless puppy. So I recommend pillow. You're going to want to bring the bedroll on there. If you turn your paper over, that's where your packing list is, and I'll sort of be hitting things as we go through to help you out. But in your cabin, there is nothing in there aside from mattress, toilet paper, hand soap, and tissue paper. There is nothing else in there. So you are going to want to bring like towels and toothbrushes and being able to write down your questions and stuff like that. So this is what you're going to be bringing clothes-wise. So when I say duffel bag, top of desk where you have the skinny part of desk, if you were to put your hands there and your elbows straight down, that's about how big it is. Your elbows should not be going out. That's not how it works. Just straight down the middle. So
what?
some kind of duffely bag thing.
You're joking.
You are only there for 3 days. So I can reiterate to both genders, girls, you're only there for 3 days. You don't need to bring everything. Boys, you're there for 3 days. That means more than one shirt and underwear. So I have to try to do explaining both sides to it. Girls, this will apply more to you than boys. If you bring big bag, it does not go on bus. It stays here. Otherwise, the counselors will come get me, and then I get to make it real awkward when I walk up to you and go, do you want to pull stuff out, or do you want me to pull stuff out? Because there is not room on bus. It's not me being mean. There's limited room on bus. It won't be until the very end. And you're going to have to squish everything onto the seats. The good news is for girls, if your bus ever wrecks, you won't get hurt because you are stuffed in there with everything around you. So if the bus rolls, there's nowhere to go. Boys who are sitting there with your Ziploc bag of one shirt, you're probably going to have a bit more issues. Boys, you have room on bus. Girls, not so much room on bus. But that's up to you. Then as far as your slope, on this, you want to put some kind of duct tape on bag to label it, because when you get to here in the morning on that Monday, we're throwing your bags into a spot. And then we throw your bags onto the bus. And then we throw your bags off of the bus. Sometimes things get mixed up and combined. There is a chance Monday when you show up, you're going to be excited and you're going to have all this adrenaline going through you, and you're going to see BFF and go "Ee!" and go running and take your bag and throw it in a random spot and not follow directions. Then we get to camp and you go, "Where's my stuff?" And I go, "Where'd you put it?" And you'll go, "I don't know." So the only way we get your stuff to you is if you put name on bag. If you put name on bag, I will drive it to you in my little car. If you don't put name on bag, I don't know how long it's going to take to get it to you. So we will have duct tape if need be, but you just go duct tape on there, put name. Same thing with sleeping bag. Everyone's going to have trash bag of sleeping stuff. It is probably going to be either a black bag or a white bag. And that is a lot of bags that we are throwing around. If you want to make sure you get your stuff, put name and cabin on it. That way we get it to you. If you don't put name and cabin on it, I can't guarantee it's going to get to you by nighttime, and that'll probably make you sad. Every year, I have a kid who has to sleep without their sleeping bag because they don't do this thing, and then we have to try to track it down and find them. Please don't be that kid. This is me trying to be nice to you, so make sure you label it. Also, when you get to camp, if you shred your trash bag, how are you going to get your stuff back home on Wednesday? Because we have that issue every year too. Wednesday, because you can't put it on your lap because we're throwing it through the air, and if all of you have is a sleeping bag, it goes all over the place, and then we just end up throwing it away. So keep bag or bring second bag or learn the hard way. Yay.
Nice.
You're going to want to bring food Monday. Again, if you don't bring food Monday, then you don't eat unless you learn to start using tree bark or you can start performing for Doritos. So also, do not bring sugary drinks or anything that's carbonated because it's going to cause issues. You can bring snacks. If you want to bring your Sour Patch Kids and your Takis, I don't care. Those things make crumbs. We can just sweep them out and the ants can get to them. But sugary drinks, when they pour on the wood flooring, they stay there and ants come in. One of the good things about when we go to camp in the springtime, there's very few bugs. Like, there's no mosquitoes. You'll hardly see any spiders out there. Bees and wasps aren't out yet. Like, bug-wise, there's like nothing there. Ants exist all year. But they're hardly ever in cabins, except sometimes boy cabins, because they tend to just smash things on the ground and then grind it in and go, okay, and then walk away, and then get confused why you get visitors. So things we can sweep out. Every cabin has a broom, but sometimes we have to learn the hard way. So these are the 4 bags you are going to bring Monday. Clothes with name on it. Bag with name on it. Lunch is up to you. You're going to be carrying it with you. And then bag 4, string backpack. Again, up to you with name on it. I recommend putting your name on everything because at some point, I find these out in the woods all the time at camp, where kids set them down, and then the group leaves, and then they just take off running, and I'll be walking through and just find bags hanging on trees. If your name's on it, I will get it back to you. If your name's not on it, I stand in front of the entire group of kids at camp and start pulling things out, seeing who wants to claim it. Don't be that kid. I have no problem embarrassing you if you make poor choices. Put name, put name, put name, or learn the hard way. Bring a water bottle. You will be thirsty. You are going to be hiking and walking a lot. They have, like the ones we have here in the hallways, like those fancy water fillers, they have those all over camp. Like you're almost always within a 10 or 15 minute walk of a water station. Like even out in the woods, they have built like actual restrooms, not porta potties, but actual restroom buildings with water things out there. I don't care if you bring heavy metal one or plastic one, or if you just bring plastic water bottle, you're going to get thirsty. Bring something to make your life easier. Shoes, I'll talk more about here in a moment, but as far as the packing, things on there. Sunday, I will send out a parent square and student square with all of this information again, and something about the weather, and all of the reminders I can think of to try to help you out. I will do my best to help you Sunday when you are packing. It's supposed to be nice next week, as of now, but it's Indiana. We can blink and it'll change. But as of now, it's supposed to be decent next week. I always recommend bringing a hoodie just because it's Indiana, it'll be chilly. It's probably good to bring some kind of rain jacket because if it rains, you hike. Whether it's raining or not, you're going to be out there. Shoe-wise, I'll talk about in a moment. Always bring extra socks. I would recommend 3 to 4 pairs of socks because if they get grungy, you're going to want to swap them out or they get wet or who knows what. Socks, always good.
Yeah, what?
So, no open-toed shoes as far as camp goes. Now, in cabin, I don't care about. Outside on trails, you cannot. If you show up Monday morning and I see you with Crocs or slides on, I'll say, go change shoes now. If you go, I didn't bring any, then you don't go to camp. The reason being is the slides that Benta's wearing, years ago, I had a kid before we had this rule and he wore the slides and I hadn't noticed it and he was out on trail. There are sticks on trail and he fell behind and went running to catch up, not looking down, and he gained a 6th toe because stick running went right between the two of them and he dropped and we had to go to hospital to have them remove stick from it. So I don't ever want to see that 6th toe again. So I will not let you go to camp if I see these on feet. In your cabin, I don't care. You're not going to step on a stick in your cabin. That's a you issue. But on trail, you're out of luck. Do not bring those. What? I'm not going to call on you? Good point. I know. Also, do not bring nice shoes. You are hiking in dirt and mud, and there's a chance they're going to get water and ruined. I don't recommend bringing any nice shoes or nice clothing because they are going to get dirty. There is a chance they're going to get ruined. Now, if you show up Monday with your $300 pair of J's, that's fine. I'll let you go. I'll laugh at you when they get ruined, but I'm recommending old shoes. Same thing with your clothing. Wear old clothes so you will be comfortable while you are there. Things that you don't want to forget. You have to have a towel. It is not a hotel. If you don't bring a towel, hopefully you brought a hoodie because that's your new towel. If you didn't bring a hoodie, hopefully you have lots of t-shirts. Bring towel. Toothbrush, and toothpaste. You want to bring both of those because if not, you're going to have stink tooth. You need to... Am I getting a point across? You are outside in hot weather hiking. You are going to become fragrant. If you start stinking and your counselor comes to me and goes, hey, we can smell Jimmy downwind, then I'm going to make you hike behind your group, or I am going to spray you with deodorant. If you don't want to make things awkward, don't make things awkward. Find a way to de-stinkify yourself. So things are going to be stinky, bring deodorant. This is what cabins look like on the outside. This is actual Camp Tecumseh. Some of them have picnic tables. Sometimes they're going to have a round table with chairs, but you're going to have an area in the middle where you can sit and talk or play cards or whatever. This is your door that goes outside when I come in to wake boys. When I come in to wake you up, this is where I get to kick open the door, then come in and wake you up. Over here is bathroom. I don't have a good picture of bathroom because it was kind of blurry. But to give you an idea, bathroom, you're going to have between like 2 to 4 sinks that you guys can brush teeth and whatnot. You have individual little shower stalls, usually between 3 and 4, depending on which cabin that you're in. And so you have your own little room back there. So bring towel, you have your privacy, you should be good to go as far as all of that goes. And again, you have electrical outlets all around the entire thing, so you should be good to go. Still ignoring your questions for a moment. I recommend bringing hat. It doesn't have to be as stylish as this, but again, you're gonna be outside all day. I definitely wear a hat while I'm there, especially if you're trying to protect the facial region, but that's up to you. I actually do have both of those hats.
No.
That's not me, but I do have those hats. I have sunscreen if you need it while we're there. Depends on how hot it gets outside. But if I see you walking by and you look all cherry red, and I can go up and like push against your skin, and it goes pure white, and then like all the work putting sunscreen on you. So I'm not having you burn and get crispy. So keep that in mind. If you know you have own issue, bring sunscreen. If not,
I think I see two.
I'm not gonna be the one smearing it on you. We have a nurse, but I'm gonna make you put it on. Don't bring iPad. Phone-wise, I legally am gonna say don't bring phone, and then you're gonna ignore me.
Yeah,
But this is the part where it's no longer my issue because I'm saying don't bring phone. Now, if you bring
said it makes us
phone,
quiet
realize the problem is, one, you can't leave it in cabin because cabins don't lock during the day. If you take it with you in your little backpack and you leave it somewhere, you're going to be out of luck. And then if it falls out of your pocket down a hill, you're out of luck, but that's up to you. You can bring phone, it's just we are not responsible if anything happens to it. No knives, no matter what. Again, Indiana brown bear, your little pocket knife is doing nothing to that brown bear whatsoever. Again, almost every one of you has a star in your group. That's called bear bait. And so if there's an issue, you just push the star down and run, and then you'll be good to go.
Got you.
As far as cell service goes, there isn't any at camp. It's not because we have magic powers to turn it off. It's because you're in the woods, and that's how the woods work. Now, you do have Wi-Fi when you come to dining hall. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you will have access to Wi-Fi. At night, you just don't, because the Wi-Fi doesn't go that far. And then same thing with service. It depends, like if parents want you to call them, there is a chance while you're hiking, if you get to the top of one of the big hills, you may have service for a little bit. But then when you walk down the other side of the hill, service goes away. So be prepared. They do have an area there where you can go shopping if you want, and you can get like hoodies and clothes. They have toys. They have hacky sacks, frisbees. They also have candy. Those of you who are going to go through caffeine withdrawal, they do sell Coke there. So those of you who, be aware, every year we deal with kids going through caffeine withdrawal because if you drink caffeine all the time, your body gets used to it. And we have kids who get to camp and then get headaches because they don't have that caffeine. The problem is you have to wait in line to get into it, but you can if that's the thing you want to do. You're limited to one can. You can't just sit there and go gurgle, 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 gurgle. But just giving you a heads up, you can have it. I know, it's the worst thing in the world being limited on your soda intake. So now, I will limit you to one question, and then I can come back to you, but that way the one person doesn't try to hog everything. Twin?
Okay, so, like, in your clothing bag, is that where, like, your toiletries go? So, like, I don't think I'm gonna fit everything.
No, start cutting stuff out.
I don't know.
Stick.
Am I allowed to like distribute my stuff between my duffel bag and like the backpack that I'm gonna bring?
You should.
And, like put clothes in there or something?
Sure, I guess. If you're trying to find a way to manipulate the system.
So I have my backpack with me on the bus, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I can just put stuff in.
Finfo?
Can I lose B points there?
Oh, no. You don't have to worry about B points. I'm much more creative. I don't have to worry about B points at
He
camp.
puts you on rock in the
Oh, that's only for some. I'm even more creative than that. The joy of B points is I can't do things here that I can do it.
It's not that bad.
No, there's nothing that you have to worry about at all. Jude?
So you sent kids home, but what's the second worst thing you've done?
Eden?
Oh.
One of the counselors said that the showers are nasty.
It depends. I mean, some people just have hobbit feet. I bring shower shoes. So
She said like sometimes shower shoes.
some people are picky. Hi, Russell.
So you say you would not recommend bringing phones and electronics and stuff?
I wouldn't recommend it, but kids might.
So then why are there power outlets if you guys don't?
Because kids don't listen, and other groups go there besides us.
Oh yeah.
Elena.
So you said that you should, or is it like you shouldn't leave your phone in the cabin, or you can't? Like you're not allowed.
The phone that you're not bringing is up to you.
They're not gonna know if you leave it in
Stabs.
So like, what if your only friend in the group is a star and then a bear comes?
Well, now you're down one friend. Problem solved. Time to make new ones. Twinny.
So, like, do you have to have hiking shoes or can you have, like, athletic shoes?
You have athletic shoes. That's fine. Yeah, I bring hiking shoes, but most kids out there are in tennis shoes, and that's fine with me. Jude?
What does Camp Tecumseh do besides a camp? Do they like host what do they do?
They just host tons of groups for kids for camp. It's just not like we have to schedule like a year in advance because they get so packed. So there's just lots of camping stuff. Evan,
How long do we have for lunch and the meals?
it's like an hour or so.
Oh,
You have time, and we do a little entertaining thing during lunch at the end of it, so we can try to help you out a little bit. Caleb,
What if my brother's in my group and my parents are gonna get mad at me if a bear comes because
he's not in your group. Someone else gets to push him down. Russell,
For the showers, will there be heated showers?
I hope so, unless you have a lot of kids taking a long time.
I know.
And then they're gonna run out of hot water, but typically they're hot.
You're fine. You're not.
Hi, again, Street.
Okay, so if I were to like hide my phone in my duffel bag, do you think it would get stolen? Like, if I were to like hide
Well,
it.
now we know.
I guess I'll let you know by the end of the day next Wednesday.
I could be like.
Go away!